Welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Behind me, I'm going to show you a backyard that I'm going to give you lots and lots of really cool tips that are going to help you if you got a boring space. If you have something that you're just not too proud of and you want to transform it, this is an awesome template. Let's get into it. What's going on? My name is Bobby K. I'm a professional landscape designer and general contractor. And at this point in my career, I've helped well over 10,000 people transform their front and their backyards. And I am so glad that you found me because I want to help you with this backyard here. We're going to go through 7 incredible tips that are going to absolutely transform your space no matter which direction you go with your contractor. But before you get into that, you want to start with the plan. The biggest thing, the biggest secret to any landscaping project is starting with a design so that you have that plan, that roadmap that you and your contractor can go off of. I run about 150 projects a year, and I will tell you, I don't do one without a design because it's really hard to do and execute on if you don't have a plan, right? So before we get into the 7 steps that I'm going to break down for you, I have one thing that I'd love to ask. If you watch this channel and you are not subscribed, or if you just found me, consider subscribing. It greatly helps the channel. And my promise to you is that I'm going to give you valuable content showing you lots and lots of projects where I tell you how much things cost. I break down design techniques, and we'll do this on a weekly basis so that you are informed and you can make the best decision for your space. Let's get into the tips. All right, so we want to get full value out of anything that we do. We're going to transition right up to here, and I want to talk about separate zones or destinations. So the first one that you'll see as you come out these doors is a gazebo dining zone. That's number 1. Boom, here's zone number 2. It's something very simple, but a spot for the barbecue. Could be an outdoor kitchen there, but we are separating these 2 spaces, and then boom, finally, we've got a fire pit zone. So we've got 3 different zones or destinations. Even got a cool little click up there, which is very interesting. That just adds a little bit of oomph to this design. So you got zone 1 with the fire pit, you even got a little zone over there, barbecue, and then boom, a gazebo. All right, so kind of leaning into this space as we created spaces with zones, I want to talk about space with this fire pit. What you'll notice is we have a beautiful upgraded cap here, which I think adds a lot of interest, and it's very comfortable to sit on. But here is the tip. You see how that solo stove or any kind of fire pit is out there, but there's lots of space in between the wall to the fire pit. And I see this as a big miss when contractors put these things, bam, right up against here. There's no room to put comfortable furniture. You could put an Adirondack chair, you could put these kinds of chairs, but the point is, I would say at least 4 feet from here to there is standard and should be there, and it really opens up the space and makes it a lot more interesting. All right, let's go from our fire pit zone, bam, over to this beautiful gazebo. Now, why am I showing this gazebo? Well, I'll tell you, because it's cheap. Outdoor structures are super expensive, but this one right here is a kit that you can get online. You can get them at Sam's, Costco, wherever. And here's the beautiful thing about it. This is vaulted to the point where it feels really big. This is actually only 12 by 14. What we do is we wire them up with a ceiling fan. We get electric going out here. And now you've created shade in this obviously very sunny backyard. So you've got a gazebo that can put a dining table under, or you could even do a lounge if you wanted to watch TV there. All right, if you are getting some value out of this, make sure you smash that like button. That helps put this video out to other people who are interested in getting help with the design. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed, consider it. I would love to have you as part of the community. Let's get on to tip number 4. All right, let's go back over to our gazebo. Let's talk about media. Now, this is a beautiful outdoor TV, but I think it's important to show a cover on it. Everybody knows what a TV looks like, but having a cover, even if it's a weatherproof outdoor TV rated, I still think is a very big step. Now, look at this. You got all the electric actually back on this side, so it's nice and clean. But having a TV and speakers, where are the speakers? Oh, they're over here. You can hide those with landscaping so that you have a full outdoor TV experience where you're gonna watch a movie on Netflix, if you wanna watch the NFL, baseball, whatever, this has got it all. Media is a must. All right, I'm getting a little tired. I think I'm gonna sit here. Now, just listen. How nice is that? A water feature. Who doesn't like a water feature, especially something this substantial? This is about 3 feet, believe it or not. And it's just this beautiful, tranquil sound. If you don't want to watch TV and you just want to read a book or have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, and you've got that beautiful water feature, man, is that awesome. We actually have a lot of water features that go into our projects, and we use the ones from Blue Thumb. So if you're interested, go in the links below. There will be a link where you can go to Blue Thumb's website, and they have beautiful, beautiful water features like that. It's a must. Another tip that does not get talked about very often, it is so important to the overall process, is electric. How are you gonna fire up that fan, the water feature, the TV, anything, the low volt transformer for all of the low volt lighting? None of that works without electric. So you see all this conduit? It goes off to a panel. So before you get into all this, you need to know where that is and where the trenches and everything is gonna be, which is why that design is so key, so that everybody knows where things need to lead to. Take care of electric and take care of the rest. So before I get into the last tip, here's what I wanna preach. Get a design. I say it every video, and I truly mean it. It is what is going to make all of this come together, and it's going to give you the peace of mind knowing that it's done right. If you want our help, we would love to design for you. We design all over the world, and this is something that we do lots and lots of every single year. Go in the pinned comment below, you get a full plant guide, you get material recommendations, I'll tell you how much it costs, and everything is mapped out so there is no guessing, where you and your contractor can execute something like this without a problem. Let's get to the last tip. And the final tip is very easy, on purpose. I assume everybody is as busy as I am, as a busy professional, has kids, wants to do other things with their time other than weeding and taking care of a bunch of plants. So create landscape beds that are super low maintenance and easy to take care of. Hamlin grasses, red twig dogwoods, a couple boulders, a couple little hollies, and you're done. We got a couple trees out here to bring in some height, so you got a little bit of depth to this design, but just making it simple, easy, and low maintenance. Is going to save you so much time. Again, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being part of this community. Consider subscribing. If you're interested in design, it's the pinned comment. And remember, this is Bobby K saying creation is everything. So go out and create. See you on the next video.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise.